Okay, so this is me and Crypto Daily on a Skype call right now, and we were legit arguing with each other, and we might as well just record the discussion because you stand by certain. Like, you said it yourself. You said you represent one way of taking crypto. I represent the opposite way of taking crypto, and we were just having like a fucking discussion. And like I believe that what's happening right now is the beginning of a bull market, and it's no different than like I don't know, like May or March of 2017, and and you're saying it's like everything changed, it's completely different, it's like it's uncomparable because you're saying the alts are bleeding, Bitcoin is just going up, and like the alts are not gonna stop bleeding, and I'm saying like, and all I'm saying here is alts were bleeding in 2017 and then they popped off, like they're gonna pop off sooner or later this year as well, and you disagree, right?
No, no, actually, hold on. You might need that to sync the video. I actually don't disagree with you, but I think it's interesting to champion the argument of the other side to get an interesting discussion out of it, because I do understand the argument that things are different. They're very different. But if I had to choose, I'd probably be more agreeing with you than the alternative. But like I was saying, so in Bitcoin, there's always these waves of landscape, the people who are investing, and they change. And the first Bitcoin wave was cryptography experts, so these super geeks that were interested, that were buying, that were mining, that were helping the ecosystem. Then it moved on to people who were really, really speculative, really, really lucky, and just saw it as something cool. Maybe geeks still, but just really lucky people. Then after that, the third wave was very much retail investment, which we saw the peak of in December 2017. And now what I'm saying is that we could likely be in another wave, which is institutional, which has never been the case before and has almost 100 times the money of all of those groups before combined. So that could be very, very different. And I think maybe there's an argument to be had about what the institutions are interested in. And it's Bitcoin and it's company stock, and it's not so much everything else. And another thing that's changed is we no longer really see ICOs anymore. And that was a huge thing in 2017 and the first half of 2018. Lots of people made lots of money from that. And that has completely gone away. I know there's IEOs now, but that is only happening because people are, I don't know, they see some relative security because it's supported by an exchange and it's been incubation for a couple of years and it's going to have an exchange listing straight away. And so to me, almost IEOs and ICOs are not comparable, but I do see the market changing quite a bit.
So what I said to that argument just like a couple minutes ago was that you're saying like IEOs require a lottery, a way of being chosen, and I'm saying we had the same issues with ICOs. You had really hard to get into whitelists, which were just as hard as these lottery ticket ways of getting into IEOs through exchanges. So it's just like different, same shit, different packages. That's all I'm saying is, and maybe you're saying like the ICOs were pretty much the what reflects and what made 2017 gonna happen, and it's a staple of 2017, right? These ICOs.
The amount of money that they raised was insane. We saw Bitcoin's dominance fall hugely. We saw Ethereum almost completely flipping. ICOs aren't like the biggest thing, but they're just one more indicator of how the market's actually changed. Which means, because you were saying before.
Keep in mind, I'm looking at the chart right now. Like around August 2017 to November 2017, Bitcoin dominance was going up. It never dropped. It like hardly dropped. And the ICOs don't show a big drop in the like actual percentage of Bitcoin dominance.
I forget what I was saying.
You're saying how like the market, there's like a huge drop in Ethereum, drop in like Bitcoin dominance because of Ethereum.
Yeah. So your argument is that it's all waves. What we're seeing now, we've seen before, and we'll see again. And if I had to bet, I would say so. I'd say Bitcoin dominance goes up, we are on the brink, or we're days, weeks, months away from another altcoin season. My gut says that's true, that'll happen, but I'm also thinking about how that might not happen because things have changed. And I guess my argument is that there are things that have changed, and ICOs are one indicator of quite a few that things are different this time.
And the argument I gave back to that was just because they're not in the form of ICOs doesn't mean they're still not here. Like I was saying, my friend trades, these penny stocks on that are blockchain penny stocks, and it's pretty much like the same gains and same drops and same high risk as ICOs, just because they're not in actual, they're not actually quote unquote crypto. They're still in the same industry. It's still these speculative investments, and maybe if they're not called ICOs, they're just a different name. If not IEOs, there's these company stock quote unquote. I mean, getting a penny stock exchange is just as easy as getting on a shitty exchange in crypto.
Yeah, but even if that's true, that is a change from what used to be. So it's now it's too risky or it's not profitable to buy like really cheap coins and hope they go up, because that's not happening. So they have to change. They have to go somewhere else. Is that an argument against what I'm saying? I don't know necessarily that it is.
Well, I'm actually not an expert. I never touched the stock market, and that's my friend who uses it 24/7, and I talk to him a lot. I'm just trying to look at that. I'm just trying to find examples that things are pretty much, people are just as gullible, and you're saying it's ways as these people. I mean, stereotypically speaking, there is a certain type of group that's present in certain time frames, but overall, the actual demographic, I don't think the demographics hardly ever changed throughout the history of the last few years that you and me are active. I think demographic, it's still the same age group as us. It's still 99% guys. It's still like this same guys who sit on the internet 24/7. So I think the same group of people are just coming and going in waves. You're saying
I can prove that there's more institutional interest. Like
how?
So, for example, let's say the CME futures market has seen record volumes. Now, that's not trading Bitcoins, that's trading paper Bitcoins, but it's an institution and they have record volume as of like yesterday. And then you've got places like the New York Stock Exchange getting into Bitcoin and these other organizations. But anything that institutionally trades Bitcoin has record volumes.
Wait. Yeah, like the CME. Can anybody trade there? Is it just a BitMEX, or is it like you have to be an institution to trade there?
I'm not sure how it works. What I know is
I'm pretty sure it's just retail idiots. I mean, no offense to the people using CMEs and like futures, but it just seems to me like another version of a BitMEX. I'm not an expert in that field, so I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly what the requirements are to trade there. I just can tell you that they are an institution which is involved in cryptocurrency. And they are more popular now than they've ever been, which includes December 2017, I believe.
So what I'm trying to say is they're just another exchange. Exchanges come and go. Just because it has a quote unquote institution name, I think we had previous government supported exchanges in the past, which came and went. I can't think of anything right now, but there was like this one in Japan or something. Like what was it? Q something, I can't remember to save my life. So I'm just saying it's just another exchange. Like you're saying it's all these fancy institutions, and my argument is that it's the same demographic of people who are trading on that exchange. The demographics haven't changed.
So I disagree. I think there's obviously a lot of institutional interest and has been, and that's probably one of the main reasons that we're growing right now so early out of a bear market, which probably wasn't finished in duration yet. And why we exploded so quickly afterwards. But so let me ask you, do you think that what Bitcoin's done right now is just from retail investment and is natural? So from 3,200 to 9,500 so quickly, and breaking all resistances and trading technicals, which showed that a correction should have happened here, or should have happened here, should have happened here. Is all natural? All retail.
mean, what is retail? There's always a few whales who play with the market, and that happened before, and right now it's just there's, I guess, since the market cap is it bigger? Yeah, it's bigger. No, it's the same as before. It's the market cap hasn't. Let's say this is the Bitcoin market cap, total market cap, whatever. The market cap like isn't that big. Like the same whales who could have. I'm just looking at it right now. The
I
same
don't
whales
like
could have
market cap.
manipulated.
It's just an average of the last trades. I don't think it's worthwhile to look at that
So
much.
I'm saying it's just as easy to move the market with a few million right now as it was easy in 2017, and there's always going to be a few percent who have more money than the rest. Sure, they're theoretically called retail investors, but there's the whale retail investors, the average retail investors, and just because a few whales are playing with the price right now doesn't mean the same thing didn't happen in 2017. I'm saying it's just the same thing over and over again. That's my whole point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said before, I probably do agree with you, but I thought it was interesting to champion the other side of the argument.
And one more thing I was looking at. So, for example, if we look at this is an argument I love using. You're saying like you are actually very worried about the alts bleeding like indefinitely. So I just
no, I do believe that it's seasons and it will flip again.
Okay, but for the people who see the alts bleed for months now and lose Bitcoin value, I just want to look at a quick chart I was talking to Crypto Daily with, and if we look at just 2 dates in 2017, let's just an average like October 1st, for example, Bitcoin was 4,300 or something, and November 1st, let's see, it was around what 64, 6,500, whatever. So that's like a huge increase of something like, what is that, 50% increase? And we look at an average, like a very like alt that's always around, and look at the same time frame. Let's see, October, where's October? October 1st, Bitcoin price was 0.12, and then it dropped to like November 1st to 0.08. So that's also like a 50% drop. So we see the same kind of like thing happening where the alts were bleeding like for this is like a long bleed. This bleed lasted like was from very early 2017 almost until the end of 2017. Like for a whole year Litecoin was bleeding, and then it popped off. It like really popped. If we zoom out a bit more, we'll see the actual popping out right here. So it was at 0.2. Like that's double, triple some prices in Bitcoin valuation. So yeah, like it's just random ass fucking cycles, and people say like when everyone thinks things will never stop bleeding, that's when things stop bleeding and flip. When people think, oh, it'll keep going, Litecoin is a better thing to hold than Bitcoin, then it'll fucking start bleeding and drop again. So it's like it's whatever. That's my whole argument. Like people are dumb, that things never change, people don't change. Like even if technology changes, people don't change. Like you can have like I like saying that most hacks don't really hack, break codes or like when people steal funds in crypto, they don't hack the blockchain. They just hack the dumbass fucking people. They just send them some like, phishing email or some con artist scam or call up their telephone company, get access to their SIM card, the email, whatever. So it's like nothing, like you can't really change technology. I mean, technology can change, but you can't really change people.
You're tangenting, if that's a word.
I'm tangenting really hard. I get really passionate about this shit.
I think there is a maybe an argument to be had about, okay, if it is waves, then this one is overdue for the alts, and it has been for quite a while, and so maybe people are getting a bit nervous about that. Like, but yeah, no, I have to agree with you.
I like the words of Dan Hensley. It's like a what do you call it? How to say, like there's like a boiling water and you put a lid on it. Like the more it's overdue, the more pressure it'll have to pop off when it actually pops off.
The lower they are on the charts as versus Bitcoin, the more room they have to go up.
So it's like a slingshot. I'm hoping really pop, and I think we both agree there.
Yeah, but it's Bitcoin season until proven otherwise. Can't really give financial advice to buy alts because you might get wrecked, as you even buying a week ago, most alts would have seen you down at, on average, around 15% in Bitcoin valuations.
It's so funny. I had to I almost banned some random like fucking guy from a Telegram I admin in. So like I'm part-time
Censorship.
admin. No, I'm part-time admin like in NLC
Joke.
too, like as a volunteer, right? And this guy like literally like his only two comments in the last like 3 weeks were like some like negative shitty comments about the price, like really really negative, not even polite comments. And like I gave him like two warnings. I'm like, bro, like stop talking about the price. It's like this is not a trading group. Like that's just being very negative with like nothing, no constructive feedback, nothing being polite, and it just goes to show that people are really feeling the pain right now. Like every alt is bleeding so hard in the last few months, man. Like people are dumping alts like crazy right now. But it's when everyone starts dumping when the flipping happens.
Yeah. And on that note, I think we'll wrap it up here.
So
Stay safe out there, folks.
point to the story, buy NLC2. I'm actually kidding. No, I wouldn't buy more myself now.
That was quite the sales argument. If reverse psychology is your thing.
Yeah, I guess. No, I have a nice stack, so yeah, I'm losing a lot. It's bleeding, but hey, I'll keep holding. Anyway, hold on, guys. Hold on. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.